Good, happy Monday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to your 8 p.m. news and weather. Let's get started. First up, suspect in custody after standoff in Haverhill. A man surrendered to police after a standoff that lasted about 3 hours Monday in Haverhill. Haverhill police and state police originally tried to make contact with a man because he was wanted on an arrest warrant. State police spokesman Dave Procopo said. The man fled into the basement apartment of a multi-family building. The mayor's office asked residents to stay in their homes during the standoff. Although the sound of gunshots was reported, state police do not know if the shots were fired at officers. The building was safely evacuated while officers negotiated with the suspect, Procopo said. WCVB reported seeing groups of officers moving through yards of residential neighborhood from their helicopter. The neighborhood is located north of the Merrimack River and west of Main Street. Some of the officers wore tactical gear. After the situation ended, an ambulance was seen leaving the scene. Procopo said the man was taken to a hospital for medical evaluation. Nashua man charged with second-degree murder following roommate's death. Let's take a listen to this video from NH1 News.
5 people.
Has a diagnosable mental health condition.
Every time you help somebody with a mental health problem, you help all the people who love that person.
The investigation progressed fairly quickly over the weekend, and Mr. Tappan has been charged with 1 count of reckless second-degree murder.
The defense lawyer requesting competency be considered before moving forward with trial. A probable cause hearing has been scheduled for January 25th at 8:15 in the morning. Live in studio, Rebecca Reese, NH1. Rebecca, thanks for that.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Authorities regain control of prison after incident with inmates. Authorities have regained control of a Massachusetts prison after inmates allegedly refused to turn to their cells Monday, prompting the evacuation of correction officers. Police responded to Saraz Bronski Correctional Center in Shirley after the incident involving approximately 51 inmates in the P1 housing unit. Personnel from the prison's Special Operations Unit took control of the situation around 7 p.m., according to Massachusetts Department of Corrections. No staff members were hurt. The DOC says inmates will be taken into the general prison to be searched and evaluated for injuries. The prison is the same one where former New England Patriots star Aaron Hernandez is being held. It's unclear whether his unit is the one affected. Shorzy Bronski Correctional Center is a maximum security prison with about 1,000 inmates. It is the newest state correctional facility in Massachusetts, having opened in 1998. Reaction to Meryl Streep's anti-Trump speech. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
Your baby's chubby little hand latches onto your finger so hard, it's like she's saying, I love you. That's why Aveeno's oat formula is designed for your baby's sensitive skin. Aveeno, naturally beautiful babies.
Big news-making night as well. Meryl Streep making headlines with that speech taking on Donald Trump.
I love you all.
And the president-elect has lashed back in just the last few minutes on Twitter, so let's get right to it with John Carl. And John, let me start with what Streep had to say.
I've lost my this year that stunned me. It sank its hooks in my heart. Not because it was good. There was nothing good about it. But it was effective and it did its job. It was that moment when the person asking to sit in the most respected seat in our country imitated a disabled reporter, someone he outranked in privilege, power, and the capacity to fight back.
And John Carl, the president-elect, up early on Twitter.
He sure is going to war with Hollywood's most celebrated actress. George, he went on a Twitter firestorm here. Take a look. It starts. Meryl Streep, one of the most overrated actresses in Hollywood, doesn't know me, but attacked last night at the Golden Globes. She is a Hillary flunky who lost big. For the 100th time, I never mocked a disabled reporter, would never do that, but simply showed him groveling when he totally changed a 16-year-old story that he had written in order to make me look bad. Just more very dishonest media. And George, it wasn't just the tweets. Sometime overnight, Trump actually interviewed with the New York Times, a short interview making pretty much the exact same points, that he never mocked a disabled reporter, he says, and saying that Meryl Streep is basically just a Hillary flunky.
And he's calling out, he's saying this is an example of the dishonest media. So what we're going to do right now is actually show one of those times that Donald Trump engaged in this behavior. We're going to show you the speech right now.
And now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
So, John, we should tell our viewers who this reporter is. Serge Kovaleski, the New York Times.
Yeah, Serge Kovaleski, the New York Times, he has a condition that limits the movement in his joints. That was seen very clearly by most people as an effort to mock the way he appeared. Trump, from the start, denied he was doing that. This all goes back to a story, by the way, about whether or not there were Muslims cheering in New Jersey following the attacks on September 11th. Kovaleski had a story that Trump said proved that point. Kovaleski said that his story did no such thing.
Okay, John Carl, thanks very much.
Well, it was quite a moment last night. Even though she never said his name, Trump's name, he knew exactly who she was talking about.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Markets looking for more clues on Trump-nomics. The bond market is wrestling with the Trump trade and could continue to do so until the economic administration and Congress can provide more details about their programs, particularly tax reform. Republicans may speed up parts of Obamacare replacement. Let's take a listen to this video from CNN.
Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky tweeted this. Take a look. I just spoke to real Donald Trump, and he fully supports my plan to replace Obamacare the same day we repeal it. The time to act is now, unquote. Can you confirm that President-elect Trump is committed to replacing Obamacare the same day that it will be repealed?
I can confirm that he is committed to replacing Obamacare with something that actually is affordable and accessible and allows you to buy health insurance over state lines.
Yeah, but the same day
and
or
allows
in
people
3
to have
years?
savings accounts. Well, it really depends what the piece of legislation is. What does it look like? What he is discussing with his team, including Vice President-elect Pence, the Republicans in Congress, and his incoming HHS Secretary, Congressman Tom Price, are the possibilities of how to improve upon a system that most Americans think is still not working, is seen by many Americans as a failure, is seen by many Americans as having premiums increase, in some places 50 to over 100%, of having fewer choices, less access, lower quality. All of that has to change. We hear from Americans every single day on this, Jake. It is one of the most prominently discussed issues when we received over 200,000 comments, for example, on advice to the president-elect and the vice president-elect. But look, he's very committed to repealing and replacing it. Mr. Trump has been very upfront about what some of those particulars are, and we also know that you have popular provisions like coverage for pre-existing conditions. But we also know there are Americans relying upon it now.
But no commitment on timing on the replacement.
Okay, and there you go on that report. And now, time for your weather. Your weather for tonight, a few clouds and cold again, lows 5 to 10 degrees. For tomorrow, early sun to afternoon clouds, snow or mixed showers, likely late in the day, highs in the mid-30s. For Tuesday night, a light mix to rain showers, temps steady or slowly rising into the mid to upper 30s. And that does it for your 8 p.m. news and weather. And I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday night. Good night, everyone. Bye.